It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Friday, yeah. Then it's Saturday, Sunday. What? I love that
I look
song.
like
I was just listening to it.
I look like Enrique
Retarded.
Iglesias, somewhat 2003.
More AIDS and more retarded, but yeah, that guy.
Enrique and Aidesius. All right, well, let's get the fucking. I'm dying, so we're all dying.
Are you coughing because of you don't feel well or because of the weed?
Warning, my dad and his friends are total idiots. Like they can barely wipe their own butts. Listening to them will only make you dumber.
It's party time, baby.
All right, well, there we go. The monkey pooped and peed. My daughter called us idiots. Brady wants to party. Living the dream. It's fucking the longest goddamn week of. So last week, Sunday
didn't happen. Last week never happened.
Yeah, you were not available. But last week Sunday, the school goes. Let me get chat up. Ooh, what's up, Phildo? Already the game. They go. Hey, just in case, we might be dropping off tablets. Not, we're closing school for a week, but hey, we might be dropping.
Case.
And then Monday you wake up, no school. They take the whole school week was off. This also is the week where Tanya worked a lot. It's
Shocking.
also the week where Olivia started to feel a little sick. And so rather than like just send her to daycare with this crazy lady, we said, well, let's just keep her home. So I'm working.
Who's crazy lady?
There's a lady that we take her to where it's like Lord of the Flies. Okay. Like, it's all outside. She doesn't care if it's 20 fucking degrees.
Kids in her t-shirt.
Yeah.
Going outside, everyone.
I've picked Olivia up before and she's gone like, when we get cold, we lie and say we have to use the bathroom so they can go inside and get warm. Yeah. Like it's old school.
That's what I do at Vinny's, to go in the bathroom and run the hot water on my hands to warm up.
Yeah, you got it.
There's no hot water.
So we just, we winged it, we got through it, whatever. But and I don't know if school's going to be in next week. I just don't. And it's it is what it is. I mean, you can't, get mad at anybody. What's the sense getting mad? You can, but like, what's the sense? It's just going to give you fucking zits and fucking hemorrhoids.
I was actually just talking to Charlie. I was scrolling Twitter while I was waiting to hear from you. And Michigan was home playing Penn State in hockey. And they had a fucking hilarious banner in the student section. Like they spelled everything wrong. Like Penn with only one N and then State without the E. And then the Nittany Lion logo, it made it look like a retarded fucking rabid wolf. And I was fucking laughing about it. So I sent it to him. He's like, you there? And I'm like, not without, the COVID restrictions and shit. And I honestly have no idea where this story was going. That's good. But we were talking about, I lost myself again.
Woo. Well, I'll just take the reins then.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'll get there.
Daryl's brain dead at this point. Just brain dead. It's fine. So yeah, it's been a long fucking week, man. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll go to. I don't know if they have Smoothie Kings up there. Do you ever go to Smoothie King?
Yo, you lived up here. We don't have them.
Yeah. Well, Smoothie King, for some reason, we have one here. There's a bunch in North Carolina. We used to go there all the time. But you get smoothies, but you can do like multivitamins in it and stuff like that. And, so I get the kids a couple. I get Tanya and I one. And I'm just like popping everybody full of fucking shit, So Max is down here helping me hang up some dry erase boards because I got to change some shit up a little bit. And he's like, I think I have diarrheas. I'm like, what? He goes into the bathroom next to my office and dumps a gallon of shit out of his ass. Like,
been there, bro.
Yeah. I mean, join the club. It actually, for the first time, makes me feel like he's my kid. Like,
he finally did something.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
That you have done.
Yes. What's weird is when you hear your kid shit, like adults don't go like, ee! Like they don't grunt. Like, but kids, like, they just want that thing out.
Yeah.
But his was like one of those ones, like what was guns called with like the fucking, like a cork gun. It was like, padunk, and just like the hose opened up. And you're like, oh.
Once that fucking hard turd falls out, it's just.
Yeah. Like if that hard turd was not there,
Yeah.
we would have had cleanup on aisle fucking everywhere. So,
cleanup aisle, it's everywhere, the whole store.
Yeah.
The whole store.
Yeah. Just everyone go home. It's
Code Brown.
It's just going to be one of those weeks where we just got to fucking man up and get through it. You know, it sucks though, man. And it's, you know, I don't know. But I wanted to, the whole week I was like, I'm going to take time and fucking really dive into this thing. And the thing I wanted to dive into was about Nikola Tesla and his obsession with the pyramids.
Okay. That were put there by aliens.
Possibly. But he's just Nikola Tesla. So like every once in a while, like you'll see some shit about the government and they're like, oh yeah, there's aliens. And then like, oh, there's rumor has it there's like 4 different competing races that have been used, you know, like, and I don't know how, and everyone's crazy and you can get news everywhere and whatever. But like, I do believe that there's aliens. I just do. I think someone like Leonardo da Vinci, the Ninja Turtle, was definitely an alien. I mean, the guy could write perfectly left-handed, right-handed. He could speak a bunch of different languages. Yeah, he invented shit that wasn't even possible to even think of back then, right? Fucking crazy. Certain people get dropped in the history of the world where you're like, that person's a fucking alien. Michael Jordan's probably a fucking alien, you know?
Yeah, he was in Space Jam. Obviously,
yes,
he's an alien.
Yeah, he knows Bugs Bunny.
The good Space Jam.
He knows Marvin the Martian. Yeah.
Now,
all they did was
boys.
They're like, hey, LeBron, you're going to be in Space Jam, but you just cry the whole time like you do when you play fucking basketball. You
make sure you fall down when fucking anybody touches you.
He's the biggest pussy on the planet. I can't stand him.
Bitch.
Anyways, so I saw this video. Let me see if I can, which one it is. Okay, it's this fucking kid. Let's see here. I can't rewind on a fucking Instagram thing, I don't think. All right. So there's some things that are just a little bit of crazy, right? So the coordinates of the pyramids, okay, are 29.9792458 degrees north from the equator, okay?
Why are we going 6 digits deep?
I don't know. The speed of light is 299792458 meters per second. So the exact coordinates of the pyramid is the exact speed of light. It's a little weird.
Okay.
A little weird. I'm not even in my Instagram account. That's not good. Let me switch accounts here. Yeah, let me get back to mine. So there's also some other shit about like transfer of energy and all this other shit. It kind of blew my mind a little bit because I think that we just don't know how old things are. And, you know, civilizations a long time ago probably just got eradicated from the earth. Records get destroyed. People get raped and pillages. Things get burned. And then all of a sudden you got these fucking pyramids. Nobody knows what they're about. But so let me see. Because
allegedly the pyramids should never have been able to be built.
Right.
The technology to put them together wasn't even close to being discovered at the moment.
Let alone, I think the stones came from a quarry. There were 1,000-pound or like whatever, 10,000-pound stones that came from a quarry like 8 miles away or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, get all the slaves in the world. You're not. I don't see how that's happening. So let me see if I can put this up here. Give me one. Oh, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. God damn it. Share screen. There we go.
This is why we need a fucking intern.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking.
Mara sucks.
He does suck. Oh, I got 2 things. Okay, so let's do
Dog,
this.
why are you down here?
All right, let's see.
Pyramids resemble the speed of light, but their location is actually very important as well. Tesla realized it's located exactly at a point where the electromagnetic forces of the Earth are at their strongest. He also found a strange coincidence with the Earth's elliptical orbit and the pyramid's relationship with the equator. Pyramids are actually 1/3 of the way between the equator and the North Pole. It's also almost perfectly aligned with true north, south, east, and west. And even stranger is the pyramid's relationship with the size of Earth itself. At the scale listed above, the dimensions of the pyramid literally give you the dimensions of Earth. Now you can't tell me that's a coincidence. Even stranger is that this scale is not random. 432 is literally the unique frequency and vibration of the planet. Literally the heartbeat of the planet. Keep in mind this all happened at a time when our ancestors didn't even know they were living on a planet. Now what does that tell us about ancient Egyptians? They were either highly civilized or didn't build the pyramids. Wow.
Boom. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying aliens. Aliens. You know?
So, what was the point of them building the pyramid? What did it do?
Well, so what's weird is like, hey, when the entertainment get here, when you go, there's nothing that is in the pyramids that's even like ornamental or anything. So when you go in, there's no hieroglyphs. There's nothing.
It's actually kind of hollow inside.
Yeah. There's a guy that was talking about, again, I do way too much drugs and just read and watch way too much shit. So, and some people confuse this as intelligence. It's not. Some people think, so there used to be a river that ran near the pyramids. The pyramids used to be in a rainforest, basically. Okay. Show her titties.
Yeah, she did.
Yes. I saw that face. Tits. So, there's a guy that thinks that there's a guy thinks that it could have been like a hydroelectric type of situation where they could have gotten power off of the fucking pyramids.
Yeah.
No idea. I just think that shit's fascinating. I really do.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to dive into that shit. But like you said, I do find it fascinating. I do like reading into a couple articles about crazy shit like that. Like, is this? Why is this exactly where it is? How did it get there? And whatever. Like you said, the technology, according to all the articles, was never supposed to be able to build that fucking thing. I mean, you see the sketches and you see all the Egyptians, just 8,000 dudes standing on the side of this thing, dragging a fucking slab that weighs ungodly amount of fucking weight. How much
they weigh.
Up the thing with ropes and like bamboo fucking slides and just crazy shit. But I mean, I guess it could have been done. I'm sure. Is it? Man.
Each stone block within the pyramid weighs 2.5 tons.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So that's 5,000 pounds. Like I think you said that 8,000. You said 5 or 8, something like that.
Unless you've enslaved the rock, right? There's no way. I don't see it happening.
Well, I can see those getting moved with ropes.
That's
people power, and they had those fucking branches or sticks or whatever that allowed everything to move. Who's coming in?
Oh no, I wanted to do this. Yeah, so Adam, while all the pyramids are in the world the same size, dimensions, and distance from each other, the Mayans, the Chinese, like there's pyramids all over the world, and they're all the same distance away from each other, and they're all the same size. In a time where no one was traveling. What the fuck? I'm just saying there's fuckery afoot.
There is.
I was gonna write this. One of the books I was thinking about writing was this guy is basically digging out his a new addition for a basement, right?
Oh yeah, you told me this.
Yeah, and so he throws a shovel down and he hears this like big bang, and he gets down there and he finds this hatch. He goes in the hatch and he basically finds it was a survival hatch, not from the 1960s, but from a past time. Where like a past history, like the world isn't this thing where we're here and we're all going to die and it's one thing. It's this cyclical thing where there's different civilizations and maybe it wasn't America last time, whatever. But he finds this book that basically is detailing the end of the world, and he sees similarities with the end of the world or that's going on now. And he can actually use this book to kind of circumvent the end of the world that's happening or that's about to happen, this cataclysmic event. That shit just, it blows my mind, because like the world isn't, the world is actually eating itself too. That's where that's where fault lines are from. That's where lava comes from. That's why the earth stays warm in its core. It's because it's in constant flux. It's constantly grading itself and eating itself. And people have only been around for 230-ish thousand years.
Yeah.
So what happened the other 4.5 billion years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's probably other civilizations. There's probably another iPhone.
You know,
There's probably another Jason Momoa.
dude,
God damn it.
I sat there. We talked about this once before, and I got caught up in my own fucking head and started thinking about. You see the shit from the Hubble. They're like, they focused on this spot that had no fucking stars, gazillion fucking light years away. They couldn't figure out what it is. And they kept taking pictures and zooming in and getting better and better and better. They found a whole other enhance. They found a whole other fucking galaxy out there.
Yeah.
So I started wondering, I'm like, all right, obviously we're in our lifetime, we're never gonna see, a spaceship take off and check out these worlds like I've seen in movies and shit. But I've also, like I said, I got caught in my own head thinking, I'm like, is there another planet out there?
Yes.
Where there's life on it?
100%.
And they are either ahead of times, behind times, or is there another Brad Pitt making movies? Is there another Pitbull making fucking music? Is that going on somewhere else?
Well, here's the thing to think about, and everyone tries to argue the fact that propulsion doesn't exist in a way that can get us from habitable planets from here to there or whatever. But we're thinking that everyone's born with the same periodic table of elements. No. If you're in another galaxy and if you're on another planet, maybe they started out with fiber optic shit, and when we were fucking messing around with bronze. Yeah. Maybe they've been around for a billion years. Maybe they didn't have a cataclysmic event like what happened with times of the dinosaurs, and also there was other times too. There was this thing that happened this is from Graham Hancock. There's this thing that happened like 13,500 years ago that was like a global event, and it was like during this period called the Younger Dryas period, and an asteroid hit Antarctica, and that's why they find like. From this moment, you can go anywhere in the world and you can find nuclear gas or nuclear glass from like everywhere in the world. This thing hit so fucking hard that you can go to everything. Yeah, you can go to fucking China, dig, and you can find the time when this thing hit in fucking Antarctica. You can find fragments in China. They said that the world rang for 10,000 years. Just it had a hum to it. Yeah. But that
like a tuning fork.
Yes, that killed like 90% of the people on the planet. Like it was like a nuclear winter.
Did they just kill themselves because they had to listen to that hum?
Yeah, and it was like this. It's like a very sexual hum.
instead of two forks getting banged together for eternity, all you hear is poof.
Well,
Jesus Christ, Phil.
But that's the plot of War of the Worlds, right? The thing that kills the aliens isn't humans with their weapons and guns; it's a fucking virus, which is also what Jeff Goldblum uploaded into the fucking thing. I have a way. Was that Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, are we aliens? Yes.
Maybe we are the aliens. Maybe we are.
So the movie I was supposed to be in with Nicolas Cage, well, not supposed to be in, but like I tested for it a bunch of times. It's called Knowing, and the idea is that people were planted here by other civilizations because almost like the plot of fucking Superman. Okay. Like I keep farting. You're welcome, world. But this world's going to end. There's going to be a fucking asteroid that comes and hits or whatever. It's unavoidable. There's nothing we can do. There's no Bruce Willis going up there and fucking an asteroid in half. It's not going to happen. Ben Affleck and his beautiful fucking teeth, and Liv Tyler with her nice
bibbies. Tight ass butt.
So they go, fuck it, man. But these aliens keep showing up, and they're starting to pick people to bring to another planet to inhabit that planet the way that this world was inhabited. Have you ever seen a fucking octopus? That's an alien. Octopuses are fucking strange. Dude, octopuses, these scientists, there's octopuses that were passing octopuses that were passing a kindergarten test. These fucking animals they could do puzzles better than kindergartnens. They changed colors.
Better than what?
Kindergartners.
Okay.
What'd I say?
Fucking mushmouth your way through that. I just wanted to hear you say it again.
When I get excited, I drool. But yeah, I don't know, man. But then I'm up. It's like fucking 3 a.m. and I'm watching this fucking thing about pyramids.
But you can't text me back. That's cool.
Well, no, you basically every time you text me is when I'm actually sleeping, or
you're the only person I can count on being up to like.
Usually I do
2 o'clock our time because you're an hour behind. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's 1. He's still watching TV, smoking weed, having a beer or bourbon, or whatever, and you don't reply back, and I'm bored at work. I'm like, nobody wants to talk to me.
There's times where I wake up and I have 15 texts from you, and when I'm not,
and then I come home and I go to sleep and I wake up and I get LOL. I'm like, motherfucker, I poured my soul in those 15 text messages, and that's all I get. K.
You're calling me like leaving. You're basically having conversations on my answering machine.
I know.
But with text.
Dude, like the other day I was telling you about the shit I was taking. I was literally giving you a play-by-play, and I wanted you to chime in. But I'm like, he's sleeping. And I woke up, and you didn't say a word about it. I'm like, that motherfucker.
No, I've been
that was my heart and soul.
Yeah, it's been a fucking long week, man. It's just been.
And I had the fucking dream of all dreams.
Yeah, that was
after I
fucked up.
fucking had Mila Kunis literally say, I want to be your girlfriend. And she jumped on me and I hugged her. She wrapped her legs around me. Fuck.
I think brains know that. Like,
I know, dude. I swear.
they got to be like, I'm going to give him a sex dream right now because the alarm's going to go off in like 32 seconds, you know?
And it wasn't even like we were about to bang. It wasn't like she was walking through the house taking her clothes off.
It was just passion.
We were in a fucking park and she's a cool ass chick and we were talking and having a good time. And she's like, I want to be your girlfriend. And then she just kind of jumped on me and gave me a kiss. And I fucking woke up and I'm like.
Then her husband comes out from behind a tree.
Yeah.
And fucking the new season of Punk'd.
Fuck you, Ashton.
He's got his fucking trucker head on. Fucking dick.
I'm just left there with this raging boner going in the middle of a park.
Your dick's twitching like a fucking meerkat on high alert. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, dream like that. That's so. There's this guy. I was gonna tell. I told you to look up Edgar Cayce. I forgot to text you about him, but because I don't fucking text you back ever.
Yeah, I want you to look this guy up. I was gonna text. Yeah, I didn't text you.
I'm acknowledging my own faults. Edgar Cayce. So he's actually a certified American clairvoyant, and he's got cases all over.
Okay, what is a clairvoyant? Because
like somebody that can tell, like somebody that can kind of be basically psychic.
Okay, all right. I know I've heard it and everything, and just was.
So I read the book on this guy. So he's this illiterate dude in this like farming community. I don't know where I want to say like Pennsylvania or somewhere like that.
That sounds
he was born in where was he born? You fucking dick. Kentucky. Okay. So he's this illiterate dude in Kentucky, and he gets this, and he's working as an apprentice for a photographer because photography is just starting to come around, you know. And he gets this horrible cold.
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Basically, yes, which is an underrated movie.
It's so funny.
So he gets this horrible throat problem, and he can't talk. He loses his voice, and this dude comes into town, and I think the guy was like a fortune teller as well, or something like that. And the guy is a hypnotist, so the guy hypnotizes him. And Edgar Cayce goes into his like hypnotic trance or whatever, and Edgar Cayce, the guy gives him a pad, and Edgar Cayce starts to write down while he's being hypnotized. He writes down what to drink in order to ale his throat, to fix his throat. The guy snaps him out. He wakes up, and he goes and makes a thing, drinks the tonic or whatever. The sore throat goes away. From that time on, because he learned how to put himself under, he could actually go to sleep, and his assistant would ask questions, and people would be in the room, and they would detail what he would say. Like you'd go there and say, there was one that was really cool. Like somebody died and they couldn't find the will or something like that. And he told them to like, go look, it's in the bedroom, on the nightstand. There's a compartment underneath the drawers. Like the dude told them exactly where to go get it, and it was hidden. A will was hidden inside of a secret compartment in a nightstand. And so like this guy's been like completely documented of like, I think it was like 1,500 cases in like the Stanford Library or something like that, maybe Harvard. But he was just like this hillbilly that could fall asleep and fucking, tell you.
Shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Alien, probably an alien. He would definitely text you back.
Yeah, he might. I watched that movie Interstellar with McConaughey.
Is it good? I haven't seen it.
I thought it was decent. I was kind of into it, but that kind of goes back to what we're talking about. Aliens came through a fucking wormhole and obviously don't speak our language, so they couldn't just write us a note.
Sure.
But they left clues and did all this shit on how to fucking Earth is fucked. You've got X amount of years to figure this out and get out, and here's your escape. Here's this wormhole. When you go through it, it's a new galaxy, and there's X planets to pick from. Plant your fucking seed and move whoever you can here and start over again because your shit's gonna die.
Yeah.
Again, is that out there? Did the aliens come here to tell us this shit? At some point, I mean, I know we're getting a little fucking deeper than we really need to be, but sometimes, like you said, you get lost in your own mind and you kind of, I don't mind questioning shit. I don't. Some things are absolutely ridiculous. And Adam kind of mentioned that earlier about the tree bark.
Yes. The one thing that's kind of crazy, like I think we were having a fire or something like that. And like in my backyard, I think there's 2 lights that you can see total. Like it's like 0 light pollution, and it's from the neighbors about, 4 acres away. So the stars are like fucking beach balls. And I forgot what Miles said. He said something. I was like, well, stars are basically all suns.
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks like they're not like this. Like they are the sun. They're the sun. They're when you look in the sky, there's an infinite amount of suns. And guess what? The galaxy's getting bigger. And guess what? There's an infinite number of galaxies.
Yeah.
What?
That somebody shared it and it actually started moving around a little on Facebook. And I saw it, I think last year or year before, whatever. They're showing the planets.
Yeah, we did that on the podcast. Yeah.
And then you show the sun, and then there's like another sun out there. And then there's another planet, and everything gets fucking bigger and bigger. And by the time they show the biggest fucking star, sun, whatever, that we have found in our galaxy, our sun is a fucking pencil dot.
It's like putting a golf ball next to a fucking beach ball. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And here we are going, no, we're the only ones.
It's 2022, and we ain't been back to the moon yet.
Allegedly.
Apparently that was all staged.
Well, you know what?
You think it was or not? Gun to your head, yes or no?
Gun to my head, I would say. I just don't trust the government, so I would say it was fake.
Yeah.
I would say it was fake. That's not to say that I don't think that we have the capabilities to get there, but I think
which obviously we do.
Yeah, I think it
was
was
fucking that far away.
Like, what's a timeline between when the Wright brothers flew first flight to
it was 16, 18, 09?
Yeah,
it was early. 14?
I think it was 1901 when they first flew. I want to find out like how long was it between first flight and moon landing? 1903. So 1903 to 1969. Yeah. So in 65 years, we figured out how to fly and then also how to land on the moon. But what's weird about that too is like there are photos from a sound stage that were staged just because they didn't know, hypothetically speaking, they didn't know allegedly that they thought film might get fucked up with radiation.
Yeah.
So
which is plausible.
Yeah. So they took photos on a Hollywood soundstage as if they were in space for like Time magazine and shit like that.
Like I watched a I watched a documentary on Disney once about the Mars Rover.
Yes,
So
that shit's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's insane. So they put this fucking rover on Mars, and it's running on solar, and they expected it to only last a year. And the fucking thing was up there for 9 years or whatever. But it was like...
It's the coronavirus of fucking rovers.
But it was crazy that the people that were sitting behind the fucking computer at 3 o'clock in the morning just tippity tapping into their computer to move this fucking rover. Well, it gets stuck. But the battery's dying. So they got to wait, and they got to use whatever little battery they can to just fucking run this thing up the side of a hill so the solar panels are aimed when the sun comes around to regenerate it.
It's just
so
crazy.
the thing gets stuck. Yet, in fucking Houston, they've got an entire set built with sand and silt, just like that's on Mars. And they have the exact same rover, and they get it stuck on purpose and try to figure out how to move it 150 light years away, however fuck Mars is away.
Yeah.
But knowing that when they type in the command in the computer, it's going to take 4 hours or whatever a day for it to go there and come back. It's
like the equivalent of downloading porn in fucking 1999, 1997. You're like, oh my God, hurry up.
Yeah.
It's like the image loads like this, and you're losing your boner until you start seeing like a nipple. You're like, oh, here we go. It's
and then
game
you
time.
see a little tuft of hair, and it's like, even faster.
Yeah. I just got reminded, and I don't even know if this is true. I think that there has been an astronaut that got fired for bringing a girl back and fucking her on top of moon rocks. Now, I think I heard that somewhere. Before I Google it, do you think it's yes or no? Do you think that happened?
I believe it happened, but they were just regular rocks. And she's dumb, and she fell for it.
Guy gets...
Did you see the video going around? I forgot where the fuck I've seen it. I've been seeing it. The fucking dude that was in the space station, he smuggled a gorilla suit in there.
Yes. Yeah, that was great.
Dude, it's actually funny as fuck.
Okay, here we go. So an intern at NASA once stole a safe full of moon rocks, sprinkled them on a hotel bed, and had sex with his girlfriend on top of them. Like, if that's not the most badass fucking thing of all time. Like, and he was having an affair. So, like, at a certain point, if you're his wife, you got to be like, of course you had to do that. Yeah. Yeah, what was that? I think it was a movie or a show or something like that where they're talking about, it was the show, The Ranch on Netflix. They're at this, nice. Guitar picks. No, guitar picks. I don't even know where they came from. They're at this this rock museum, and there's a meteorite, or there's a rock from Mars or some shit, and he's like, how do you know? How do you know that it just come out of field? That doesn't look like he's just like so hillbilly. He's just talking shit like that. I don't know. Space freaks me out. I don't know.
Dude, Adam and I were just talking last night or whatever. We got a buddy. They're friends with on Facebook. He is the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. I mean, everything that fucking happens is questioned. Like, Saget dies. R.I.P. Bob.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's on Epstein's list. So he's posting all the shit that Saget's a fucking pedophile. All this shit. Adam's wife finally just said, dude, your list just gets bigger every day. When does it stop? She slapped him. He didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
But he's the dude that believes, like, down in North Carolina where you live there near Raleigh. What is that fucking place everybody goes hiking on the big flat rock mountain thing?
Yeah, Pilot Mountain. Yeah.
Pilot. Mm-hmm. Apparently that was a tree that was like 17 miles tall. It was the tree of life. And
or is he talking about the one in fucking South Dakota?
Oh, every one of them.
Okay.
And apparently those were trees. And somebody cut them down, and that's why we got fucked.
You know who that guy was? Paul fucking Bunyan.
Bunyan.
Boom.
Him and Blue.
big
You're my ox
deluxe.
blue.
Yeah.
But it's I understand, dude. I'll question some shit. I really will. I know London's a little more off the deep end in his conspiracy shit. Again, going back to we don't trust the government.
No.
Obviously. They are not our friends. And this has been exposed, and it's time people wake up and realize they do not have our best interests at heart.
The Oliver Stone
some shit, but I'm not going off my rocker. There's some things that's just like, come on, man.
Okay, so let's say, for example, the Tesla thing we just watched. You can find numbers and figures that will match any theory that you have, right? Yeah. You just can. Like the further you dig, you're gonna find some shit. But they keep releasing. So the Oliver Stone just had a documentary on Showtime about the Kennedy assassination and like how deep that shit got, and that shit is fucking insane to me. Like, we literally live in a country where the government is probably responsible for that. Now let's look at here's, if you want to talk conspiracy theory, here's a little fact about the guy that shot fucking Kennedy. It was a good show. So he had military training. Okay. Guess who also had military training? The guy who shot Martin Luther King. Guess who also had military training? The guy who shot John Lennon. All of those people, like Martin Luther King and John Lennon, were considered whatever that shit is called. Like you're like an enemy to the state type of a thing, you know, like because Lennon was doing all these protests for civil rights and stuff like that. And it's always these guys that they're kind of in the military. They take specialized training, then they kind of disappear for a little bit. Then they come back and they're bam. Even Oswald, when he was getting pulled out of the movie theater, he's just saying, "I'm a patsy. I'm a patsy." Like he's saying in broad fucking daylight. The brain that they had in the autopsy had been soaking in formaldehyde for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It wasn't even Kennedy's brain. Yeah. That shit blows my mind. And they keep releasing these documents, and then they're redacting a lot of information. I mean, you gotta have to, but the whole thing is about the war machine, right? So no president in the history of America since Kennedy has dared defund the military, or even all the shit that was happening last year with Trump. It's like, well, the military's budget is this and whatever. You know what? The military asked for like $6.2 billion or whatever, and they got $6.75 billion or something like that from this administration, the peaceful administration. No president will go against the military industrial complex because you get your fucking head blown off all over your wife's stupid pink dress. And that's our country. Yeah. And then we're supposed to believe that you landed on the moon now? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. I don't believe it.
I mean, I understand that there's probably not a whole lot on the moon that we need or whatever we didn't really know about. We understand that it moves tides and whatever. But again, why haven't we been back? Why haven't we went back once to say, hey, maybe there's some resources here that we can maybe use?
Yes.
Or maybe understand a little bit better. I'm not saying we got to go up there and drill the fuck out of the moon and damage it enough that it's going to fuck up everything going on down here. But why haven't we been back in 50 years? Right?
Yeah. Well, what's fucked up too is like Mars used to have plants on it. That's pretty messed up. They found like fiber, plant fibers in Mars. They found when we were kids, like if no planet has water, and now they're like, no, this is a whole lake of ice. Ice is water. You know, like what the fuck? You know, I don't know. That shit freaks me the fuck out.
Said I'm already questioning some stuff. I will, but I'm not going to go 100 miles deep on this and fucking this is where I'm dying on this hill.
Yeah, I think, you know, what was the saying? It's like the difference between conspiracy theory and the truth is like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, and that's become so evident like this year. Yeah. You know, you take this like time that we're in and, you know, people are getting pretty much brainwashed into thinking certain things. And all that's happening is they're forcing you to stay home. So they're forcing you to, like, it is in the media company's best interest, Fox and CNN, for people to stay home because they're going to be home. They're going to consume more information. It's in social media's best interest for people to stay home because they're going to spend more time on social media. It's in people that market's best interest to keep people at home because they're going to be more able to market to. It's in Amazon's best interest because you can stay home and we'll safely drop packages off. It's in
on your porch.
It's in fast food's best interest because you don't want to go sit in Applebee's, but you can go to McDonald's and go to the drive-thru and not be around other people.
Yeah, everything. They closed the gyms. They closed everything now.
You can go get a
Anything
Whopper.
that was good for you,
Yeah,
they closed it.
Yeah.
Hey, McDonald's is open. Go get your Big Mac. You fat fuck.
It's in everyone's best interest to, anybody that has a lobbyist, it's in their best interest outside of gas companies to have you stay home.
Yeah. Yep.
Period. And people are people don't want to question it at all, which really. We're at this point now.
Some people are actually waking up now.
Yeah, but we're just at this point now where if you question anything, you're like this.
Yeah, you're
this asshole,
instantly labeled.
You know?
Yep.
And not even about virus stuff because, I think it's pretty goddamn impossible to go. Here's the definitive answer, and this is what we're going to do. The problem is that's their fucking attitude. Their attitude isn't, hey, this thing changes every fucking day. We're going to give you the best advice we can when we can, but know that shit's going to change immediately. And the active definition of science is to question and question and examine, question and observe.
Yep.
So we question shit, and then you got kicked off of Facebook for a couple days or something like that for saying some shit. It's just, people are getting ripped off of Twitter and stuff like that because they're questioning what's going on. I saw somebody today, pretty reasonable person, copied and pasted this fucking text, and it was just like something that you would have seen maybe a year ago, where it's like, I'm vaccinated because this, all this other shit, right? It's like self-aggrandizing stuff. And I get it. I'm vaccinated too. But towards the end is I'm vaccinated so I can live my life as normal. False. I'm vaccinated so I can hug my relatives. False. I'm vaccinated so I won't spread it to my relatives. False. Everything you put at the bottom, the self-aggrandizing piece of shit post, is factually fucking false now. And you posted it today.
I sat there a year ago, year and a half ago when we were doing this. I said, you wear a fucking mask for you. You don't give a fuck about me. You never cared about me. Oh, I'm wearing my mask to protect you. Fuck you. You're wearing that for you. And
meanwhile, I've gotten COVID twice in a year.
Like I said, I sat there and Brad and I went back and forth, and then I texted him, and I think we're gonna have sex next Friday at Vinny's.
Sweet.
But honestly, dude, people that went out and got that did it so they can go to concerts, go to sporting events, and that's what they wanted.
I did it because we were going to go to Mexico, and at the time they were thinking about shutting down the borders to people that weren't vaccinated. And I'm like, well, it's at the point where our trip is almost non-refundable. We would get a percentage back. We wouldn't get the whole thing back. And so I went and got the Johnson & Johnson one, and I felt infinitely worse than when I've had COVID twice.
Yeah. And I said, it's been 2 years now. 2 years since this bullshit's been going on. I dodged it. And like I said, I'm not saying it's not real.
Have you got the antibodies test?
No. I kind of thought about it.
You should. I bet you already had it.
Yeah. So I've dodged this. My whole question in this whole thing is, what happened to all the cleaning?
Yeah, that's gone.
Wegmans. There's fucking sprayers coming out, washing down all the carts. People with fucking Lysol hand wipes, wiping down all the carts, doing all this shit. It's gone. When this whole thing started, I couldn't get my truck washed at Delta Sonic, but I could get gas. I no more than finished, put the fucking nozzle back on there, got my truck and pulled out. Some guy in this green vest came over with his fucking mask and his rubber gloves, sprayed down the panel, wiped everything down.
And you can't get it from that.
went to the next one.
You can't get it from that. And you can't get it from touching things.
Now, where is that shit? It's gone. Yeah. Nobody's cleaning. Nobody's washing their hands.
But then again,
they did shit.
They observed and they started to notice that you can't get it from touching shit. You can't. So that's dead and gone now. That's why it's like, but then why close playgrounds? Like, fuck, man, one of my buddies that lived in Raleigh, I think they still do, or maybe they're moving up to Boston again, or whatever. But he posted a picture on Facebook where they put boards like nails over rims at basketball courts.
At the basketball course, yeah. They took the fucking they literally took the hoops off all the basketball courts here in Cheektowaga.
That's so stupid.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but again,
these
like
fucking people are like, oh, they're doing it for our safety. They're so concerned about us, and they just fell in line.
Yep.
Well, walk into the showers, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, again, I said it. It's been 2 years, and I know people have died from it.
Yeah.
And we've had this discussion. Did you die from COVID, or did you die from underlying issues that the flu might have got you and whatever? I get it. I'm not here to argue that. But for 2 years, I've been in hockey locker rooms that aren't the fucking cleanest.
Yeah.
I've touched all sorts of random shit at different jobs that I've been to. In dicks, too. In the dicks.
Just fields of dicks.
They cleaned them, or maybe the dick had COVID. I don't know.
Probably. That's probably where
I haven't got it. But 2 weeks ago, I was at work. I didn't feel right. I'm like, ugh. I get home. I'm fucking freezing. Couldn't get warm. I went to bed in a hoodie, sweatpants, socks. I wake up. I'm burning up. Within 24 hours, I was completely fine. Yeah. Right back. Just snapped right back to normal.
Yep.
We talked about this. I had that cough.
Yep. You probably had Omicron.
Yeah. And I said, I had a head cold. Yeah. The guy I work with now, he's in his 70s. He's vaxxed. He's like, fuck that booster. I'm not getting it. And he goes, I fell for this shit once. He goes, I wanted to do some stuff. So that's why I got the shot. He's got a fucking massive head cold right now. And he's joking about it. And I'm like, I get it. But, dude, enough is enough. It's funny that all the bricks in the wall are starting to crumble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they're starting to literally come out and say that enough is enough. We almost have to just live with it now.
It's bad when CNN's starting to say shit.
I don't follow CNN. I don't do Fox. I don't do left, right, whatever. I don't get my news from those guys.
I go to Fox and I go to CNN just to kind of see if there's any overlapping stuff, because sometimes they'll run the same story, but like it'll be a different image. You know, like did you ever see the CNN footage of Joe Rogan saying he had COVID? Yeah. They darkened the filter. Yeah. They made it look like he was fucking green. Yeah. That shit's crazy. I hope he's gonna sue them. I really do.
Phil, aren't you vaxxed? I think you went out and got it because of work.
Yeah, I mean, I so many people that are vaccinated got it. You know,
but the thing is, I know a lot of people literally said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this so I can go to football games, hockey games, and all that shit." And
but then they took that away too.
And I said, "That's fine." And then they take that shit away.
Well, and if you remember, like I was just thinking, like the 2 weeks to flatten the curve and all that kind of shit, and that's fine.
Now we're 3 boosters to fucking participate in society.
But flattening the curve never meant you're not going to get it. Flattening the curve meant, hey,
no,
everything's getting overrun.
When fucking Dementia Joe came around and said, "You get your fucking shot, you're not going to get COVID." Oh, all of a sudden they had to walk that back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's just call it like it is. It's a flu shot. Yeah. Every November, you get your flu shot. What does that do? It doesn't stop you from getting the flu. Right. It takes the flu from you getting it for 7 days. Maybe you only have it for 3, maybe 4. Maybe the symptoms aren't as worse, but you're still going to have the flu. You're still going to feel like shit. You're still going to miss a day or 2 of work instead of 3 or 4. And that's that. But no, hey, you get this fucking jab, and you're not going to get COVID. And all of a sudden now they're like, no, that's not really true. You can still get it. Make up your fucking mind. Make it make sense. Did
I tell you what happened to me on New Year's Eve with old ladies?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is where I got COVID, I believe. We're at this place that looks like a castle. They have the largest round table bar or something like that in the world or some shit. And it's like you're walking through catacombs. It's great. It's beautiful. When you come down to visit, like I would take you and Krista there. It's a great place to eat.
I'm not bringing her.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Bring the
Well,
other
never
one.
go gambling, motherfucker.
You're not kidding. So, but down there they have like individual bathrooms and stuff like that. So we're drinking like fish. It's open bar, and we got there 2 hours before open bar, and the waitress was just like, "I'll just say it's open bar for you guys." I'm like, "What? Great!" So Bush Lights down the hatch. So many Bush Lights. So I go down to pee, and I hear the door. I locked the door. The door handle's jiggling, and I'm like, "Oh, hold on, I'll be out in a minute." And these two old ladies bust in the door, and I'm peeing. And they're like, I'm like, "Oh, sorry guys, I'll be done in a minute." And they're like, "Nothing we haven't seen before." And I'm talking like they're like 65. Fast forward 2 minutes into the longest pee in history, and one of them's giving me a back rub while I pee. And that's where I got COVID.
You shake it out.
Yeah. Like, have you ever had someone scratch your back while you're peeing?
No.
Delightful. But like fucking Maud and fucking Rhoda just fucking showed up, and they were bombed. It was like probably 9 o'clock, and they were fucking leglessly drunk. And they're like, "Nothing we haven't seen before." And one of them's like legit watching me, like she's watching me from the front. And the other one's giving me a back rub.
Why are they in your or were you in the wrong bathroom?
No, they're like single occupancy, whatever bathrooms. It's not guys or girls. It's just whatever.
Unisex bathroom.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to get the sex out of me, and I was like, I was like, "I bet you I just got COVID in there or whatever." Yeah. And then like 3 days later, I'm like, "Ooh, I don't really feel too good." But I always tested negative. I'd never.
They stopped doing the contact tracing around here. They gave up. They literally just said,
"You kind of have to at this point."
Done.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're giving up, you have no leg to stand on anymore. None. None. And isn't it with a virus, every time it mutates, it gets weaker but more contagious?
Yes.
And then it gets weaker and more contagious. Literally, not right now, this moronic or Omicron, whatever, is like a fucking head cold.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Nothing.
This Delta
like a hangnail?
The Delta Crown that's coming. Then what? What is worse than a head cold or less than a head cold?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
The thing that really pisses me off too is like, you see this. I would love to know how many people that are pushing for all this stuff have stock in Pfizer and all this other shit.
Oof.
This is just this really weird time in history where it's like the steal. Like, you see everyone stealing power. You see it. And it's even worse where you see people going, "Okay, now we need to change election laws." So there's so many people moving out of New York City or New York because the politics suck so bad that for a fact it's going to be hard for Democrats to hold on. It just is in most places. So what do? They're allowing non-citizens to vote in New York now.
Yep.
So you can not be a citizen of the country and you can vote.
Illegal alien.
So
I got to show my ID.
That's crazy to me. That's just insane to me. It's like, that's what I don't get. It's at a certain point, isn't everyone supposed to be like, hold on? So these people come in here legally.
So brainwashed, like you said earlier, they are.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, this is the way it is, so we're just going to go with it. No, stop and say, this isn't right. Yeah. This is not right.
And I believe in immigration. I believe in people that come from a shit place and they want to come to a land where they can work and whatever. But like, and maybe some of the rules suck and maybe it's hard. I mean, one of my friends, Rala, I think she I don't know if she'd like to be a citizen necessarily, but she's worried that she can't even get like a work visa here. And she's been here for like 9 years or some shit, and she's fucking smart and she does good. She pays taxes, and these assholes get to sneak into I told her, just go to Mexico and sneak over and they'll give you fucking 40 acres and a goddamn mule. Like it just seems to me that the fucking fix is in. And I always try to be pretty objective with shit. Like, I will go through Fox and be like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'll go to CNN. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I'm always trying to find the middle ground somewhere, but I don't fucking see it, man. I just don't. I don't. And I feel bad. I feel bad that there's so many people out there that still have the trust that's necessary to follow through with some of the bullshit. Yeah. I feel bad for that.
Yep.
Like, Because holy shit. Because this shit's going to come out in our lifetime. People are going to be like, oh no, Fauci fucking, he knew. Or masks, that already came out in his emails. Masks don't work, but we still got to fucking wear masks.
Yeah, they came out with it like, this shit's on its way down.
Mm-hmm.
And the pollen cars is like, you got to wear a mask everywhere. Well, I don't. I don't give a fuck. I just walk in, swinging my dick, and I'm daring people to say some shit.
Yeah.
Like we went to Moe's one day. Krista had hers on in the parking lot. I had mine in my hoodie pocket.
Yeah.
Walk to the first door, get to the second door, big fucking handwritten sign.
Yeah.
Must have mask to enter.
Yeah.
I walked in.
Not worth
Looking
it.
them up. You need a mask. You need to wear a mask. No, I don't. That's not what your sign says. It says I must have one. I have one. It's in my pouch. I'm putting it on. You made my fucking burrito anyhow, motherfucker.
Yeah. We talked to Mr. Mose, motherfucker.
But then work comes out the other day. This fucking email. You got to wear a mask everywhere in the fucking building now. Before it was, if you were at your desk or in your work area, you didn't have to wear them. If you're out walking the halls, you had to. Being on third shift, there's nobody fucking there.
Yeah.
Whatever. So our big boss on third shift walked in the other night, and the old guy I work with, like I said, this dude, he owned the Big Tree Inn. He don't give a fuck. This guy. He goes, we ain't fucking wearing them. He goes, by me, me and Daryl ain't wearing them. He's like, I ain't coming over here to fucking police you guys. you guys just do what you do over here and whatever.
Dude's got a switchblade out.
Like last night he came in and I had to ask him if I could come in late to work on Sunday night because I got a hockey game and if I can come in early during the week and make up my hours. And he's like, I'm not a mask on, and he's or my safety glasses, and he's like, hey, what's going on, man? He's just shooting the shit. He's like, well, you play hockey? Where do you play? I'm like, he didn't give a fuck. They don't fucking care. The gig is up. The gig is up.
Well, and I feel so. The people that I go to their gym, you know, I personally think that if we all took a vote and said we're not going to wear masks, you know, if it was like a democratic type of thing, I bet you it'd be 90% of the people that don't want to wear a mask. And then the other 10% could if they wanted to, you know. But I still try to adhere to the rules and all that kind of shit, especially because like when I wasn't feeling good all week, even though I tested negative before I went back, you know, I never tested positive for COVID. But I wanted to make sure I was negative before I went in just as a common courtesy, you know, because I'm trying to be a nice guy. But
it's fine to be a douchebag, but
I'm a douchebag, like,
but still,
most of the time. But they have the gym sectioned off into 6-foot increments and stuff like that because, like, but also like when you're working out, you don't want someone right next to you. It's not like there's machines, like you're doing a CrossFit workout, so you go get your bar and you're in your own little area, anyways. Yeah. Like, so what happened to I just farted again. What happened to like the 6-foot thing? I wish it was like if it's a class of, let's say, 15 or more people, that's a lot of fucking people. We should probably wear masks. But if it's 3 in a 30,000 square foot fucking warehouse, and we're 22 feet apart, let's not do it. But I feel bad for them because like I think they don't want to do it either. But they also don't want to lose their business or get shut down or get a fine because most independently owned places don't make that kind of fucking bread where you can take a $10,000 fine.
You can't
you know
take
what I mean?
hit,
like,
you know. But I have not heard of. I mean, when this whole thing started, I heard the health department or whatever was around checking on places. They were picking on certain places. Since this whole thing went down with the mask mandate that pollen cars put in place, I ain't heard anybody say anything about it.
They stopped checking here. I was somewhere. Oh, one of the bars that I went to last night, and again, I just get fucking annihilated there.
Buckwater.
Yeah.
Ortez, when we going to Fuckwater? I'm like,
Again, that motherfucker shows up last night like he did for our podcast. Miles had to leave to go help put the kids to bed because he's a good father. And
did he have his own entrance music?
And I feel this tap on my shoulder, and Ortez is dressed like a fucking Russian mobster. He's wearing a full-on Adidas tracksuit. Again, never seen him wear big boy pants. Maybe twice. And then we're hanging out for a little bit. I think he left. I don't know. Then I end up meeting other people, and then like the bartenders all are cool and whew. But that place would be like if you were to walk in there and you didn't have a mask on, or even if your nose was hanging out, they'd be like, "Put your fucking mask on." Like way in the early days.
Yeah.
Because I think they remodeled and opened. They remodeled, and right before they were going to open, that's when COVID hit, and it's like, fuck, that's tough. But now they're just like, whatever.
I was a kid at work was telling me that his parents' friends own a gym in Clarence, and it's right by the
parents got a real good marriage.
They're right on the bike path. So COVID hit, and they're like, we got to close down. We, obviously you can't go work out and do healthy shit.
Sure.
So they're like, this is our business, so we're gonna go work out. So they go there and they're in there working out. People are riding their bikes. Somebody calls fucking health department.
Fucking, that's the same kind of people.
Erie County Sheriff show
narked
up
on Anne Frank's family
with the fucking health department, and they knocked on the door and they're like, we got a complaint that people are in here working out. They're like, it's our fucking business.
Yeah.
Our name's on the lease.
Yeah.
We own this building. We're in here. This is like our own home gym. And they harassed them a little bit, and they finally told them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
Which was great because that fucking guy out in Orchard Park that owns the CrossFit gym or whatever,
yeah.
Robbie De Niro, he's whatever. He was the one that they first came into his gym.
Yeah. And he was like, no.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They weren't wearing a mask inside. And him, and all the gym people are like, get the fuck out. Right. And you could just see the sheriff standing there knowing they couldn't do a fucking thing about this. And you could see the fucking health department people furiously texting on their phone and making phone calls, trying to figure out what to do when they knew there wasn't a fucking thing they could do.
Well, I mean,
mandate is not a law.
The one thing
it's a heavy-handed suggestion.
Sure. And the one thing I think that's missing is that, we tell the government what we want to do.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and this is in our lifetime, that's way, way changed.
Yeah,
it has way changed.
Yeah.
And that should scare the fuck out of everybody.
But it doesn't. There's so many people, like I said, that are just, you alluded to this earlier, and I don't like using this word, but they're brainwashed.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is the way it is now. We just got to do it. No, motherfucker, you can say no. You
I'm cool.
Stand up and use your voice.
And I'm cool. And you said this too. Like if you have like somebody that you like, let's say that my dad was still alive, I'd be a little hesitant getting too close to him if I was symptomatic. Like, let's say I was still negative, but let's say, I didn't test positive, but had a runny nose, felt a little shitty, but I would never go around my dad anyways. Like there was times where I'd be coming into Buffalo and I'm like, man, I have a fucking cold and I want to see my dad, but maybe I'll wait a couple days for it not to feel like shit and swing by on the way out, I'm totally fine with those people that feel that way or want to protect themselves more doing that. I'm totally cool with that. What makes me really just sad about the whole thing is that healthy people are just willingly getting horse shit shoveled in their face and they're just taking it.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. Yeah. That's the most like un-American shit I've ever heard of in my life. Like my fucking grandfather walked through France killing people. And, for this idea that we're going to be a free people forever and we're not going to be fucking Nazi Germany. Well, it's fucking here, man. It's here. And they keep trying. Like the fact that they just shot down that fucking vax mandate, which was great. And the fact that they're hopefully going to shoot down this voting filibuster shit as well. Like, we're trying to change the way that we can vote now, so they can keep their power because they know they're so fucked. And if it was the Republicans doing this too, I'd have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I just would. It's
like I said, the gig is up. It is time, and I think a lot of people are waking up. And like I said, dude, when this whole thing started, I couldn't believe how fast people at my work who had only been there for months when this whole thing went down, how fast they organized, got shit together, were well represented by people that were critical thinkers and were ahead of the curve I know what's going on and know this is all bullshit. And they got a fucking war chest going. They got one of the best lawyers in this area involved.
Right.
He's like, I'm in. He goes, we're gonna get this ready. He was waiting for all this shit to drop, because if it went one way, he was gonna drop a lawsuit or whatever going this way. If it was gonna go another way, all right, we're gonna reconvene. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it this way. It's great. He's not tipped his hand yet. And I sat there and I talked to my buddy at my old work. Their union rolled over.
Oh, yeah.
The company said, you need to be shot up by February 9th or you're fired. The union's like, you're going to have to listen to them. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So then this thing got shot down. They said the company's going through with it. At that moment, your union should get together and say, what do you guys want?
Yep.
How should we go?
Yep.
And if everybody votes no, the union should go back and say, fuck you.
Right.
We're not doing this. What they did, they just rolled over, spread their butt cheeks, and let that big dick just pound them.
Yummy.
But here I am with a non-union company with a group of people that are actually out there fighting for us. We have this global response team that sends out these, you guys should still get vaccinated because on the 18th of January, this thing might get lifted. It ain't get lifted. It's going to get shot down, which it did.
Yeah.
Now they're fucking running for the hills. And all our people are like, there's a bunch of bricks falling. The wall's coming down.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the top of this wave that hasn't yet crested. And, I think it's going to be a fast moving thing soon, hopefully, because, man, it's just.
Like my mom knew it was coming on the 18th or whatever. I talked to her the other day. I called her about her football squares for my pool. And she's like, are you still employed? I'm like, yeah, why?
Yeah.
She's like, I was just wondering.
My dad used to say,
I says, no, I'm not going.
Unions used to come into Moog all the time trying to get like, hey, we could help you guys. We could do this. And they're like, we get everything and more.
Didn't you guys do?
Yeah. There's nothing you can offer us. Yeah. No. But that's what a company that actually listens to their employees will actually get.
Yeah.
You're going to get a better group of people that are working for you that are company positive because they have such a good experience working for you. Yeah. And you're not going to have to deal with fucking unions. I mean, like my dad absolutely loved that company. He just did, and
well, it was way different when your dad worked there. Times are changing now. And I'm hearing about, and I kind of actually seeing the rollover of what's happening with the new CEOs and all that bullshit and presidents, and
because every CEO now has gone through this corporate brainwashing shit where you got to be this complete pussy, and I subscribe to the thing of, and I think Jordan Peterson said this, like, everyone wants you to be this like nice and gentle person. No. You should be a fucking animal, but learn how to control it. Like that's my mentality. Like, I'm always on the verge of just slapping someone in the fucking face.
Yeah.
But I control it because I'm a fucking gentleman.
But your dad was, real quick, but your dad was there when Bill Moog actually he was still alive and everything. Yeah. And people are still saying this right to this day. They're like, if Bill is literally rolling in his grave, seeing what you fucking assholes are doing to the employees right now. Because they said if he was still around, he would have told the government to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
My people, their choice. Get it, don't get it, come to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it should be, and, we're not like, I had friends in the past where if you had good news, you couldn't tell them because they hated their lives so fucking bad that, like I think Kyle got a promotion or something like that. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to tell so-and-so because it's just going to be bad for it. And I've never been that way. Maybe when I was a kid, I was jealous of other people's like success or money.
Yeah, I was years ago. I was.
Yeah.
Now, but I want to see my friends do well.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see everyone
jealous, but
I want to see everyone do well and be happy. But and that's even these fucking people that are just like, I do this with like the self-aggrandizing fucking shit. Where you're like, I don't get it. Because it's factually inaccurate, which it's one thing if it was like true. Like, imagine if getting the vaccine made your skin blue, but
Yeah.
you can never get COVID.
Yeah.
We'd be in a land where maybe
Blue people
1 out of
everywhere.
10 people would be fucking the Blue Man Group,
Yeah.
you know? And you'd be able to go out to a bar and slam some fucking blue chick, and that'd be great. But there's no, it doesn't work. Can you imagine getting turned blue and you still get COVID?
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of weird to me.
People are still fucking comparing this to when we were kids and getting the polio vaccine. Where's polio? Where's smallpox?
Yeah.
It ain't around. It's
Yeah.
not, because those are actually vaccines. And this is one thing that I was going to put on Facebook before I got thrown in jail 80 million times in the last 4 months. Is I wanted somebody to actually have an actual in-hand dictionary.
Yeah.
From 2018 or earlier.
Sure.
Open
BC.
up to the page, go down to V, and go to vaccine. And what does it say? Compared to the shit, if you type it in right now, it leads you to whatever they want you to believe that is. I'm like, I'd love to know what the difference is in 4 years, that term.
Yeah.
Because when I knew it about a vaccine is going to, you're not going to get whatever it is.
Yeah.
Here's your polio vaccine. You are protected from getting polio.
Yeah. The
Here's
MMR one,
your
measles, mumps, and rubella.
Yes.
But there are there's
people are like,
parents
oh,
that-
you got all this shit when you're a kid, but now you're refusing this one? Yeah, because you get that shot, you can still get the vid.
Yeah, and they had 50 years to make those.
Yeah.
Like the guy that invented the polio vaccine, number one, he gave it away for free. Not what Pfizer's doing with something that doesn't fucking work, and their stock went from like $30 to $190.
Yeah, or more.
And just so happened that Nancy Pelosi owns a lot of it.
Yeah. Shocking how that works.
Yeah. I'd rather at least there used to be honor among thieves.
Yep.
You know? There used to be
anymore, man.
Yeah. And now it's just, we're just getting, in Young Guns 2, when Doc and Chavez are in that fucking outdoor jail in the pit.
Yeah,
and
down
they're just
yeah.
yeah. That's us. Like,
Yep.
I got good news and bad news. Good news is we got a lot of food. Bad news is it's all horse shit. They just start shoveling horse shit in these people in a fucking pit.
Yeah.
That's the American public right now.
Yep.
And most people are like, oh, thank God there's horse shit to eat.
More, please. Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
All right, we'll kill this. We'll start back up in a couple minutes and take a pee break and whatever.
Yeah, I got to take a quick piss and then
this one I'm just going to get really high and really drunk, so I won't
do
remember
like
what I say.
45 minutes.
Yeah, that works.
I'm going to go see if I can feel my wife's boobs after this. So.
Oh, yeah. Just cool. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Those things cure cancer. Legit. All right. Well, keep fucking that chicken, everybody.